6:40 on day 14. It's 32 degrees and I'm gonna wake up. Good morning, folks. It's 8:01, it's 36 degrees, and it's day 14. I am just getting out of camp now. There's another whispering wake-up video today, as you may have noticed. That means there are folks camped around, so camped with a pretty good crew, actually. There was Deadeye, who was my roommate, my second night at Chica and Sunsets. And then there was Uphill, an impressive dude from Iowa who hiked the PCT last year. Obviously now he's doing the AT and next year is the CDT, so that's pretty neat. And then there was what seems like a group of three. One dude was just retiring out of the military and invited a buddy of his out to come hike the AT with him. And his buddy has been out in South Korea, so he was out. And then they had a young woman with him as well. I'm not sure whether she was a friend or like a significant other of one of them, but yeah, I think that group of three is going to stay down at the NOC about 10 miles north of here. Deadeye, I'm not sure what his plan is. And the aspiring triple crowner Uphill. At the rate he's going, he's probably just pushing to Katahdin today, so he's a real cool dude. Probably won't ever see him again because he's just crushing it. But yeah, meet all sorts of cool people. Anyways, just get out of that camp, and I'm not really sure exactly what my plan is today. As I mentioned, the NOC, the NOC, is about 10 miles from where I woke up. I think a little over 10 miles. And the next shelter after that is another 8 miles. So 18 miles. It's like a blinking red warning light of breaking my 15-mile rule. So there are no marked campgrounds between the NOC and that shelter. But it does look, excuse me, like about 3 miles after the NOC on the topographic map there's a bit of a flat expanse. So I guess I'm kind of targeting that and hoping there's a place to pitch a tent, but it's also relatively near some water, it looked like. But yeah, I know for sure I'll be hiking today. Just not quite sure yet where I'll be sleeping, so we'll figure it out. It's a big woods, we'll find something. Alrighty, I'm gonna get on down trail and start warming up. See y'all. Good morning, everyone. It is 10:27. It's 55 degrees, and I have made it the 5 miles from camp to the Wesser Bald Tower, which is pretty epic. I'll give you a little swing around. There are no posts, there is no roof in this tower, so you get pretty much an unobstructed 360. Down below there in the distance you might see the, I think it's Nantahala River, that body of water down there. Yep, so that's up to the north. Now we swing around out here to the west. All of these mountains are not mountains that I've had anything to do with just yet, so yeah, west isn't really the direction I'm coming from. And we'll continue to swing. Should be just about south now, so that's pretty neat. Another beautiful day, folks. I mentioned it's 55 degrees. It's another, just the gentlest breeze, kind of kissing through the air. Not at all uncomfortable, boy. Very much like yesterday at Wesser Bald, the Wesser Bald Tower. This is just a place I could spend all day long. But I won't. I still have 5 miles to go until I get to the Nantahala Outdoor Center, the NOC. And I'll probably get a meal down there. I hear they have a pretty decent restaurant. Maybe charge up some batteries, maybe upload some business if they have any Wi-Fi. Want to get down there and kind of review my map a little bit more, maybe ask some folks if they're aware of any good flat spots to pitch up a tent on the trail north of the NOC. But yeah, I think for now I'm going to go ahead and enjoy this view with a snack, and then I'll get back to walking. I think it's pretty much all descent from here, more or less, to get down to the NOC, and I hear that ridge is beautiful, so keep an eye out. Should have some more views for you from that walk. Alrighty, folks, it is 11:58. It's 51 degrees, cooled down just a tiny bit, but you wouldn't even notice. I went ahead and switched the camera over to a wide lens for this next little bit. This walk is just amazing. I'm about 3.8 miles away from the NOC now. And that's going to be a kind of a break spot, but not where I plan on stopping for the day. So yeah, well, I mentioned earlier, and you probably saw in the thumbnail, it's day 14, which is pretty cool. Last day of the second week, and day 14 also means time for a weekly body update. So yeah, so feels a little weird. I feel like I just gave a body update. I guess it's been after the 0, you know. I mean, yesterday was only my first day on trail after that 0, so really not too much to report. I'm feeling pretty good. Those sort of neck pangs that were happening, those have all but subsided. I feel like every night I'm sleeping better and better out here. Last night was a cold night. It got down to just a few degrees below freezing. Yeah, it's a good sleeping weather for sure. So I'm sleeping good. I'm still using my clothing bundle pillow instead of my Sea to Summit. So I think that's helping with the neck issue and the headache thing and all that. So that's all pretty well subsided. Feet are still doing okay. I think some of those toenail issues that I was kind of having last week, I think they've just given up on complaining about being uncomfortable. So they still kind of look a little rough, but they're not really bothering me. Something that's developed on the feet, or like I don't know if the term is like a bunion or what. I don't really know exactly what that is, but on each of the big toes, on the part of the toe which is closest to the center of my body and furthest from my little toe, it kind of feels like I can feel the bone or something poking and almost bruising like the outer bottom pad of the big toe, which isn't super comfortable, to be perfectly honest. This is touch worse on my right foot than my left foot, but certainly something I'm aware of on both feet. The curious thing about that, for one, I don't really ever remember experiencing something like that before. But if indeed that is what's causing it, I'm not sure if that's something that'll get better, like if it'll callus up or what. I mean, it's not like a blister or anything like that. I know like blisters, eventually will become a callus and you're good to go. I'm not sure what the fix is for that, if it fixes itself or what. So it hasn't really slowed me down. It's far from debilitating, but it is kind of something I've been aware of the past 4 days or so. The zero was good for it, but we'll kind of keep an eye on that. I did mention blisters. I luckily don't have any developing or really hot spots or anything to speak about. I did switch out. I pulled off all my Leuco tape that I've been wearing for the past 10 days or whatever, and I finally bit the bullet and shelled out for some KT tape because everyone keeps raving about this stuff. So I did pull off all my Leuco and replaced it with some KT tape. Whatever. I'm not sure it was worthwhile. I guess KT tape at a minimum is a little less messy, but I'm trying to stay clean out here. I'm kind of missing the point. Anyways, yes, that's the feet. That's the neck and head. Arms, legs, knees, ankles, all that stuff. Nothing to report. No news is good news in those departments. Eyes feeling good. I will say yesterday when I hiked that 16, it was the first day on trail. This is going to sound silly, but it was the first day on trail I finished all my snacks and didn't have to force them in. So I don't know if that's quite the the beginning of the body recognizing that this is what we're doing and it's going to want more calories now or what. I certainly haven't developed what they call hiker hunger yet. But that's something I've noticed. I mean, I've done a lot of hiking, and certainly the past 13, 14 days I've done a lot of hiking. And I'd never been able to finish all my lunch snacks, all of my bars and granolas and nuts and all that sort of thing. So yesterday I finished them all. And I probably would have finished them all today too, but again, I know I'm only probably about 3.5 miles now from a cheeseburger at the NOC. So I'm just gonna go ahead and carry my snacks and eat them tomorrow or something. Anything else body-wise? Body-wise, I think I mentioned I bought a knee brace before I came up, before I left, was it Hiawassee or something? Long before I got to Franklin, in the jump before Franklin, bought a knee brace, and I'm just lugging it around still. I haven't even thrown it on, so it's gonna be. They say that you carry your fears out here, and I'm definitely afraid of any sort of knee issues. So I'm going to go ahead and keep carrying it for a little while. Perhaps through the Smokies. We'll kind of see how we go. And hopefully I can get rid of it at some point. It's not very heavy, but you know, nothing's lighter than nothing. So yeah, well, that was the weekly body update. I don't really think I got much for you. I think the improved quality of sleep is very beneficial. I'm kind of figuring out how to sleep in the tent again. Body's kind of learning how to get comfortable on the sleeping pad again, and with the pillow improvement, I'm pretty happy with that. So yeah, thank goodness. Another week with nothing super serious to report. I hope they all go this way. So all right, well, I'm gonna go ahead and keep on walking. Alrighty folks, 1:32. Watch says it's 65, but I think the watch might just have been next to my body, so I don't trust it. Gonna go over this bridge. Nifty. And as soon as I get up to this ridge, I'll tell you why I hit record. Down there is the NOC. Pretty cool. Oh, and look at this. I think that might be the first flower I've seen all trail. Pretty little bugger. Pink and green and yellow. And mostly white. Alright, well, we'll go on and skedaddle and get on down there. Alrighty folks, it is 2:57 and I'm just leaving the, excuse me, a truck just went by. It's 2:57 and I'm just leaving what I've heard is pronounced Natahala General Store. Bought some toothpaste, another mini tube of toothpaste for the trail, and I got some lunch with Big Green in the blue over at River's End. Got the Dragon's Tail burger and it was fantastic. Now we're gonna cross this bridge and get back on trail. You wanna say hello, Big Green? I don't wanna film you without permission. All right, that's Big Green. Good morning or afternoon. We're taking advantage of the trash cans here as well to lighten our load. So, you know, every ounce counts. So, see y'all down trail. Golly, that only says 7 miles. Evening folks, it is 4:15 and I've just pitched up my tent at mile 138.4, spot called Right Gap. So there's a dirt road that kind of crosses over the AT to the trail north. The road is closed. To the trail south, the road is open, and to the trail east, the road is open as well. It's kind of the only flat spot I saw according to the topographic map, anywhere before the shelter, the next shelter, and the NOC. So I kind of decided to go ahead and pitch up right there. I'm now walking down the dirt road because I also noticed on the map, prior to selecting this as a tentative stopping point, that just about 0.2 miles down this road or so, there should be, hopefully, a creek. So I'm bringing my water bag, I'm gonna hoof it on down, and I'm gonna hoof it on back. And, oh, excuse me, the burger I got, boy, the burger I got with Big Green was fantastic. I've been back and forth on whether I was even gonna try and cook any dinner tonight, but it was barely over an hour ago that we left the restaurant, so I don't think I'm even gonna cook dinner. I hate to carry extra weight, but I don't think I'd be able to eat much more. So anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and check out this water situation, and I'll get back with you. Hey, all right, folks, it is 10 past 5. It is still 57 degrees, so still pretty nice out, but the temperature is falling, and I reached my just about 13-mile mark, so I'm gonna go ahead and pack it in for the night. I did find water down about, it was probably about 0.2 of a mile on down that road to the trail east. Kind of past 2 houses. There was a man walking around with a bunch of chickens and 2 German shepherds. Everyone was friendly though, so I just kind of got my water and moseyed on back up to the tent. I will say, I gave the health report earlier, like right after I turned off that video and kept that descent down into the NOC. My right knee started barking something fierce. So I know that, like, generally my right knee can kind of bother me if I go for like prolonged descents, which definitely that descent into the NOC qualifies as a prolonged descent. But and then I think when I sat down for that burger, my knee just kind of assumed it was done for the day, and so it was a little grumpy when I got back up to climb back up out of the NOC. But so that was another reason to kind of pitch up. Luckily, this is pretty much exactly the spot I had in mind for pitching today, so that's pretty good. I think tomorrow I might go ahead and throw on the knee brace just to try and stay ahead of the whole thing. It's not impassable right now, but it got pretty uncomfortable towards the second half of the day. So after I did that health report, of course. So I guess I didn't knock on wood for that part. Anyways, aside from that, it was a great day. 13 miles. Still feeling real good. Beautiful weather. It looks like it is going to be cooling off the next few days, which actually I look on as a positive. Theoretically, it's still staying dry. I don't think I have any wood in here, so I'll just knock on my head. Theoretically, it's still staying dry, but I think it's going to be coming down to like highs in the low to mid 40s, which to my taste kind of suits me pretty good. So I don't mind wearing a shell over my t-shirt if it comes to it. Probably wouldn't need much more than that though. Tomorrow I plan on getting just about half the way from here to Fontana, so that come whatever days after tomorrow, Saturday, I can kind of wrap up the rest of the way and stay the night at Fontana before heading up into the Smokies. And I'll definitely check the weather and get the permit printed at the resort and all that sort of thing. But for now, today was a pretty great day. Don't really have much to complain about. I'm going to get on editing videos because I know I'm a day behind now. But yeah, I'll check in with you all tomorrow. Hope you sleep well.